Back here for our fifth and final segment here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, talking about the MVP rankings for MLB for this point in the season. So yeah, let's get into it. So MLB did post their MVP leaderboard so far this year, and I did just want to give my general thoughts on it and the thoughts on the rankings as well, the places where these players are currently. So yeah, let's get into it. So first off, we're going to go over the AL first, going over 1 to 5, and just my general thoughts on where these players should be. So yeah, number 1 for the AL, we have for the New York Yankees, outfielder Aaron Judge. I mean, this is right. Obviously, it's right. I mean, there's nothing really else to say here with Judge. He obviously is the best player in the AL right now. Started off very slow, which is also interesting, but ended up doing very, very well this year, and is on pace for a whole number of home runs. I mean, he might get 35 home runs before the All-Star break, which would be absolutely ludicrous, just absolutely insane. So Judge here at number 1 for MVP is very clear. I mean, the Yankees are the best team in the AL, so the fact they do have the number 1 player in the MVP rankings, also number 2 if you are watching on stream, you can see as well. It's very fitting, and I agree with that. So yeah, I think that's the right decision here. I think overall it makes a lot of sense, and yeah, I think that Judge being at number 1 is very, very deserved and is a great decision here by the voters. Number 2, his teammate, New York Yankees outfielder Juan Soto. Yeah, I think Judge and Soto are neck and neck for MVP right now. I'd say Judge and Soto are having pretty similar seasons offensively, which is just historic. But Judge plays defense a lot better than Soto does, and that's why I think that Judge is above him at number 1. Also, I think there's more allure with Judge being the captain of the Yankees and all kind of that. So, yeah, I think both these players are top 2 in MVP right now. I think this makes a lot of sense. I think that overall, both these guys are absolutely incredible. Clearly the top 2 for MVP, even though it's coming from the same team. It is well deserved. Again, one of the best duos in MLB history at this point. Rivaling. I figure out how to say that word now. Rivaling Gehrig and Ruth they've been incredible. So we'll see how long the duo lasts. But for this year, Judge and Soto being at the top of AL MVP, very, very clear, very fitting. Number 3, we have from the Baltimore Orioles, shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Yeah, he's the clear number 3 at this point. Would be MVP any other year, but Judge and Soto are just having fantastic seasons. That it makes a lot of sense. The AL Rookie of the Year from last year, or runner-up, don't exactly remember currently, but was obviously very high there. Top prospect for many years, and is showing it. He's been absolutely incredible. The Orioles are the second best team in the AL, so they had to have a representative from their team, and no one is more fitting than Henderson. He's had an amazing season so far. His WAR is incredible. Home run number is incredible. Plays great defense, steals bases. Is the leader for this young Orioles team at this point in his career already. Yeah, is absolutely fantastic. No one else deserves to be at this number 3 spot. This is very, very fitting, and yeah, absolutely great decision here, and makes a lot of sense to be here at number 3 for the Baltimore Orioles. So yeah, very, very fitting. Number 4, we have from the Kansas City Royals, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. I also agree with this. I think this is the clear top 4. Number 5 is where it gets a little iffy, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, Bobby Witt's having an incredible season. I mean, this is what the Royals expected from him when they gave him that huge contract extension this offseason. Has been absolutely phenomenal. He's an amazing, amazing player. And yeah, he's just, again, phenomenal, amazing player. Not many adjectives to say about him that haven't been said. He's electric, future superstar in this league, and is breaking out this year. Again, Henderson and Witt are the 2 young shortstops that should really carry this team. They're this league in the future and are absolutely incredible. And the Royals are having an amazing, surprising season. You had to have a representative from their team, and Witt is clearly the best player on this team right now and is having the best season, so it makes a lot of sense that he is here. Number 5 is an interesting pick in that it is Jose Ramirez, third baseman for the Cleveland Guardians. So Ramirez is an interesting pick, not because he's not a name or he's having a surprising season. I mean, he's obviously one of the most well-known players in baseball, but he's currently 22nd in WAR for AL for all MLB players. And WAR doesn't decide everything, but it is the all-encompassing stat. And players above him include Marcus Semien, Anthony Volpe, Jarren Duran, Kyle Tucker. So there are a few players above him But I understand why Ramirez is here, and I like the decision. Kyle Tucker having a much better season, I would say. Even in 60 games as well, is having an incredible season. And will probably end up on this list here. But I think that Ramirez deserves to be here simply because of this young Guardians team, how well they have done. They're winning, and yeah, I mean, they've done absolutely incredible. I think they had to have a representative here at this point, and they've surprised a lot of people with how great they've been. And Juan and Naylor are having amazing seasons, but Jose Ramirez is having the best one of them all. One of the most underrated players in baseball history, in my opinion. Ramirez never gets talked about enough with how absolutely insane he is as a baseball player because he plays in Cleveland, Ohio. And yeah, I like this pick here a lot. Has been runner-up to MVP many times. Maybe this obviously won't be the year he gets it, but again, him in consideration is nothing new. I think Kyle Tucker should be number 6 here, and you could argue he should go number 5, but I think both are neck and neck, and we'll end up seeing what does happen. But Ramirez has played more games, and Guardians are a much better team right now, so we'll end up seeing when the season ends, but I think both those players deserve to be here. But yeah, I like this list overall. I think everything makes a lot of sense, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good list. Next here we have the NL MVP, so let's get into it. Number 1 here we have from the Los Angeles Dodgers, DH/pitcher, technically because he's not pitching this year, Shohei Ohtani. Now, Ohtani here at number 1 is not a surprise. He's leading all of the NL in WAR and is having an insane hitting season once again. I mean, that's not a surprise. He always does. And I agree with the decision to have him here at number 1. I think Mookie would have been my number 1 before this. Very close in WAR on the same team. Mookie plays defense and might be having a better season than him. But with the injury now, you had to move Mookie down. He couldn't be number 1 anymore because he's going to be out for a long time, man. Yeah, I think Ohtani being here makes too much sense. He's the best player in baseball, especially when he's pitching. Even when he's not pitching, he is still, in my opinion. Is having an amazing season. Yeah, deserves to be here at number 1 for the NL MVP. Has been absolutely incredible, and overall deserves to be here at number 1. Number 2 of the Philadelphia Phillies is first baseman outfielder Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper being a 2, again, is not surprising as well. Is having an absolutely incredible season. He's 12th in WAR right now. There are some players above him, including Freddie Freeman, Ellie De La Cruz, Ketel Marte, Mookie, of course. But I agree with the decision. I think when you look at how good the Phillies have been, Harper deserves to be here at number 2, and also taking into account with WAR, first basemen don't get a lot of WAR because they play first base, not a heavily demanding defensive position. But with how good Harper's been at the bat, with how good he's been making this flawless transition of first base, he deserves to be here. And I think people have this misconception that first base is easy. It's definitely easier than other positions, but it's still a very hard position. I mean, you're catching howitzers of baseball throughout the infield. Very important job. Got to pick baseballs, and he's done an amazing job here at first base, making this flawless transition. Number 2, no surprise here. Makes a lot of sense, and I agree with it. Number 3, we have from the Atlanta Braves, Marcell Ozuna. A surprising decision here. Not decision, but surprising season from Ozuna. Was looking at a guy that was going to be cut last year, but has done absolutely amazing. Having one of the best hitting seasons in Braves franchise history. And yeah, has been just absolutely incredible. Has been such an amazing player this year. And yeah, it's just been absolutely fantastic. And deserves to be number 3 in this list, I would say so. Could even argue he's a little bit higher. But yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense here with how amazing of a season he's having, even with being a DH. I think this makes a lot of sense. And I'd have him here at number 3. Number 4, though, is a little bit of an interesting decision. William Contreras, catcher from the Milwaukee Brewers. William Contreras is having a fantastic season, don't get me wrong, has become a very good young leader for this Brewers team that is breaking out, but I think there are simply players having better seasons. I think Freddie Freeman should be here on this list. I understand you maybe didn't want to have 3 Dodgers, but Freeman's having an amazing season. He should be here. Ketel Marte is having a better season. Again, Diamondbacks aren't playing great, so I understand why he's not here. Same with Ellie De La Cruz, but I think Contreras is a fine pick, but I think there are some players that deserve to be here over him. And a little bit of an iffy pick, in my opinion. Not the greatest, and still a fine pick. He's having an amazing season, don't get me wrong, but maybe there's some other players should have been here before him. And last but not least, Mookie Betts. Mookie's having an incredible season. Should be number 1, but of course had that injury, so he's going to be out for a long time. and we're not sure when he's going to return, so he had to be moved down in this list. No surprise here. Makes a lot of sense, and I totally agree with it. So, unfortunate for him, had the chance to win his another MVP for his catalog, but still is having a great season, and yeah, should be interesting to see if they move him out of it once he does end up missing more and more time, but overall, still having a fantastic season, and name power reigns large. So yeah, that is our show for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so now you get notified when I upload, but when all the other great content creators on this channel do. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. It's a beautiful day outside. Enjoy it. Have a great day. We'll see what baseball throws at us tomorrow, and see you guys then. Thanks and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to